I know I'm very behind in this particular specific situation because I never really spoke on the Ember Moon or Mandy Rose thing because it was all over my timeline when it first occurred, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna like stay out of this. But I figured I'd give my opinion. Everybody was like DMing me when I took a break, and it was like, why aren't you speaking on this? Like, you need to speak on this. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna speak on it. Why not? Why not? I got nothing to do right now. Actually, I do. I'm babysitting right now. If y'all can hear my baby brother in the background, he is watching something on YouTube, so don't mind him. And then after that, I'm gonna eat me some bacon. So, yeah. So, Ember Moon basically did a whole interview where she basically talked about her release, her spill. I like to call it the Future Endeavor interview, where the wrestlers who got released basically spill the tea on their personal experience and why they got released in the first place, and some stuff that led to them getting released. So Ember said that when she first returned to NXT, like again, after her Achilles injury, she was told that she was going to be working a program with Shotzi Blackheart to win the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. And that's what she did. They won the titles, held it for a decent amount of time, and then lost it to Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. So after that, they were just feuding with them, and then Shotzi got caught up to the main roster with Tegan Nox when Tegan came back and costed Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell their tag team titles. And so Ember Moon was left in NXT as a solo star. And Ember said in the video, you know, I like Tegan. I respect her, and she's a great competitor. You know, she lied for her because when you're black, you can't be, like, direct. Otherwise, you're going to be labeled as problematic or toxic. And Ember being a black woman, she can't do that without facing, you know, racially motivated comments from ignorant, uneducated wrestling fans. So she lied and said Tegan Nox is a good wrestler and a great person to work with, and she was like, but I feel like if me and Shotzi got caught up, it would have made more sense, and it could have helped both of our careers, and Tegan could have, like, you know, done something. And by something, she meant, like, you know, stay in NXT, mind her business, and, like, feud with Candice LeRae, because, like, why didn't y'all keep that up? It would have gave Tegan something, like, memorable for her career, aside from her, like, traditionally breaking her knees, but whatever. So after that, she was basically saying, like, when NXT 2.0 came around, and she was, like, a solo star, she was like, okay, she wanted to, like, find a new route for herself because she's like, you know, I'm talented. I'm Ember Moon. I'm a former NXT Women's Champion and NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. Like, I deserve something, right? And as she should, a black woman knowing her worth. And so she said that she was going to work with Mandy Rose. She was told that she was going to work with Mandy Rose, and she was going to put Mandy over because they didn't have plans for her, and they said, we'll get back to you when we have plans for you, but right now we need you to put over, like, the newer talent or the not as experienced talent so we can use that momentum to make them look strong and build them up a bit. So she was like, okay, I'm fine with that. Like, when you're a veteran in this business, like, putting people over is, like, second to none, especially if you know how to make yourself look strong after putting somebody over. And let's be honest, black women do that best. Look at Sasha Banks. She can put over Charlotte Flair multiple times and still look like a threat. Naomi can put over Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair and Mandy Rose in the same span of, like, months and still look strong. Bianca Belair got squashed by Becky Lynch at SummerSlam, and she still managed to look like a threat. So it's second to none for black women. They're like they're the best. They're top tier, as they should be. So after Ember lost to Mandy Rose from the little bicycle knee or whatever, Ember did this interview, and she basically, like, knocked a lot of tables over, knocked, like, Dana's cooking utensils. She was there for NXT 2.0. She was doing her Flex Appeal stew and her muscle burgers for catering for her co-workers after their matches. And Ember just knocked over her whole setup. It took Dana, like, 2 hours to set all that up. But, you know, Ember was mad. When you're mad, you gotta do what you gotta do. So after she did that, she basically teased a heel turn. Like, when you do something like that, it's like, shh, you are talking too much. She was teasing a heel turn. And she was basically, like, telling us in the interview she was supposed to turn heel. So, like, okay, we're not stupid. Like, we know what we're talking about. You were supposed to turn heel. And she was like, the whole direction they were going, they were supposed to bring the Sheenom character back. And they were going to find something for her to do in a side feud. And then I guess eventually challenge Mandy or whoever was going to be NXT Women's Champion, I think. So that didn't happen, and then she had her hair dyed. She said she was getting her hair dyed. She was getting her gear ready. She said it took her a lot of time to prepare because you got to get the hair dye right. And it's like, when you're black, you know, we take, you know, our appearance very seriously. You know, we want to match our gears, Charlotte Flair. We want to look good. We want to make sure our hair is, like, laid down and, like, curled up and looks good. and not some stiff wig, Carmella. Like, we want to look good, right? Right. So she gets there. She's all set up. She's saying, like, my hair was done. My gear is made. I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever I got to, like, do. I'm ready for whatever is planned. And after Tristan, be quiet. After that, she had her hair set up and she had her gear set up and she was all ready. And then she gets told, hey, we're releasing you from your contract. And so Ember said she was flabbergasted. She was like, excuse me? And they're like, yeah, like, you know, we just don't think you'll fit. Something like she won't fit the standard of NXT 2.0, or they just don't know what to do with her as of right now. So they're just going to release her. And she said she found that ridiculous, which, like, as she should, because, like, that's ridiculous. And Ember said, you know, if they actually didn't have plans for me, I would been like, okay, whatever. But they've told me, like, months and weeks and days, seconds, minutes in advance, hey, we're going to find something to do with you right now. Just do this. And then they tell me, we're going to debut the Shinam character. But they don't do that. And now I'm just here looking like nothing and looking stupid. And I don't like that. And she said, I feel like I was wasted. My talent was wasted. My time was wasted. My money was wasted. Because I had to, like, do all this for this job. Literally giving money and tears and sweat and blood for this job just to be released for no reason. And they was like, well, you know what? You're talented, for real, for real. Why don't you become a coach? And she was like, a coach? Like, her eyes got big in the interview. She was like, a coach? And she was like, you know, I'm talented and all, but, like, I'm not 50 years old, 40, still looking good. I'm, like, still in my prime years right now. I should be in that ring, winning titles and making history because I have a lot to offer. And she was saying, like, she found that ridiculous. And she was like, and she said prior to even being released, she felt it coming because she said she wasn't happy. She said the direction the company was going with NXT was just ridiculous. And Tristan, the company was going in a very bad direction. And she was like, they had a conversation with the whole women's locker room at the time. Hey, we're going a new route. Y'all need to make your gears look like Mandy Rose. And Ember said bluntly, look, she lied again and said Mandy Rose is a very good competitor and she's very talented. Ember's a really bad liar. Like, I love her down, but, like, we got to work on the lies, Ember. And she was saying, but I'm not going to be wearing no booty butt short cheek shorts to be showing myself to look like Mandy Rose. That's not me. I'm not comfortable with that. Like, no, that's not my character. No, I'm not doing that. And so after that, she was just like, she found it stupid because she said it's giving Divas era, basically. She said when she first came to FCW to get signed, she got declined because she wasn't fitting the diva gimmick. And now, Tristan, be quiet. She wasn't fitting the diva standard or the diva gimmick. And now we're, like, back to those days of her being in the current day of NXT 2.0 and being told, hey, you got to do this, otherwise we're cutting you, basically. Like, it's ridiculous. And then she said in an interview, like, I shouldn't be having to train somebody who doesn't want to, like, be passionate about this business. And they're getting all the opportunities and they're getting to shine. But here I am stuck with actual talent and y'all aren't going to try to build me up or develop me. And I understand Ember didn't have, like, the mic skills at the time, but she had the talent in the ring. She had a character to use because they said, hey, do the Shinam character, and we're going to work with that. And that, having a gimmick and having wrestling skill, you're going to develop mic skills one way or another. So she was pretty much going to be the full package, but they didn't want to push her because she's black. Now, she was white. But anyway, after the interview, I got on social media and I was like, you know what, this is ridiculous. Let me see what everybody is saying. So I expect, you know, the white twinks to go off, of course. The white twinks to be mad. Like, oh, she's overreacting, whatever. So I go to my PLCs, you know, let me see what y'all saying. And I was kind of flabbergasted about what some of y'all were saying. I was like, hold on a minute. Did someone hack you? Did a white person hack you? Like, some of y'all was saying, like, Amber was in the wrong. Like, she shouldn't be saying that she doesn't want to train people because she feels like she has talent. And it's like, yes, she should, because, like, if they're not talented, why am I going to waste my time training them? And a lot of people were saying, like, Ember was already having revealing gear already. And that, like, when she first came up to the main roster, her gear was pretty revealing already. Why is it a problem now? But this is 2021, 2022. Her gear wasn't as revealed. Like, she had a top, some pants. The only thing showing was her stomach. And her face was even covered in her entrance because she had a mask. So it's like, what in the world? And she's right. Like, you know, not everybody's gonna have that diva gimmick, like, naturally. So why should she have to be revealing if she doesn't want to? Why? To please perverted fans? And with that, of course, people who are saying it were gay men. Are we surprised? No, we're not. It's giving Saucy Santana with Blue Ivy. Close your mouth. If you don't know what you're talking about, shut up. It's that simple, I promise. Shut up. Some of y'all just want to be woke and different. Just shut up. Be quiet. Silence yourself. Don't speak. You ever heard of silent lunch? At school, do that. We're on silent lunch right now. Silent catering. Dana won't be here today. Find something to eat. Like, shut up. Be quiet. It's just, it's tiring and it's annoying. But I support Ember. I was Team Ember. Any Mandy slander, I heard Mandy Rose, I heard slander. I'm here for it. Team Ember. I support Ember. She was in the right. WWE is stupid, and Ember Moon shouldn't have to have her talents degraded to put over some mediocre white women who aren't good at their job. Simple. If you are against Ember Moon, you are dumb. You are probably gay, and you don't know what you're talking about. And I said what I said. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I like doing it. This is probably the longest video I've ever done. So, you know, new world record. I'm coming for Natty, coming for the her record gimmick. You know, I'm just kidding. But I'm gonna talk about the Sasha and Naomi walkout next, so stay tuned.